Welcome back to the Handmade Life with Harvey Ko. I'm Karina. If you're new here, welcome. If you've already subscribed, welcome back. You know what to do. Press that subscribe and like button. So today I'm going to go through a tutorial of how to make key fobs. A couple of bright ones. I'm going to make some gingham ones. I've gotten a heap of gingham fabric recently in a mystery box. Check out my previous video for information on that. And so I thought while I'm making them, I've got a market coming up next weekend. While I'm making them, I thought I'll do a quick tutorial and hope that you can learn something along with me. So let's get sewing. Okay, here we go. So these are some of the things that I use when making my key fobs. Rotary cutter, quilting ruler, hardware, so actually our key fob itself. These are the ones with the little, I call them vampire teeth. And this handy tool, which is by Pliers, specifically for key fobs. As you can see, it's got little plastic around it and it's all flat, and it's designed to squeeze without putting any marks and things like that on the key fob itself. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this pink gingham. Let's see that without the ruler in it. Beautiful pink and white gingham. I've got lots of other gingham pieces I'm going to make them out of as well. This is from a jelly roll that I had received in a mystery box. Check out a previous video for that one to see all the goodies that I got there. I've already cut some others as well. As you can see, I've got my weights on there. My daughter's dog has a habit of stealing things, so I often have to put things on top so he doesn't run away with them. And so because this is only 2 inches wide, I usually cut mine 3.5 to 4 inches to get it down to being the 1 inch for the 1 inch hardware, which is what I have done with this one. So it's nice and puffy, and there's in essence 4 layers of fabric. But because this is only 2 inches wide, I've changed the way I do this one a little. So this might help for those that have got jelly rolls themselves, or some scrap 2 inches of fabric that they like to use to do this. So let's do the technique with me. So I've cut mine down to 14 inches. And then I've gone to the iron and I've ironed in half with the right sides together. I've then cut a 1 inch strip of fusible fleece, so pellin, anything like that. And then I've stuck that to one side, just one side of the wrong side of the fabric. So what I'm going to do now is I'll take it to the sewing machine and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got my key fob, right sides of the fabric together, so the wrong side fabric facing up. I've got a stitch length of 2 on my machine. I like to keep it quite tight. And when I start, I'm going to just make sure that I go backwards and lock in my stitches as well. So I'm trying to do this one-handed, my tripod broke. And then I'm just going to go along and just using the edge of my foot, which is just short of a 1/4 inch. And I've done that because I'm only working with 2 inches of fabric. I'd usually just stick with a 1/4 inch seam. Just working my way along until I almost get to the end. So I've turned it all the right way around. As you can see, I've given it a good press, and now I'm just going to stitch on either side using a 1/8 seam allowance. Remember just to do a couple of stitches at the start. As you can see, keeping my hands in place on both sides helps with keeping it nice and strong. As I get to the end, I'm actually going to put my needle down and turn around, maybe one more stitch. and just go across the base before going around the other side. I'm actually using increase my stitch length as well to a 4 to make it larger, because I just think it looks nicer. Back stitching again when you finish, cutting your threads. And so this time I'm going to look and see which side I like the best. I think it's going to be on this side. I'm going to fold it over so it's in a loop, and I like to stitch again across a few times, just across the very end, moving in almost like a zigzag pattern. And what I found when doing that is it keeps it nice and flat before I put it inside as well. So I'm just going to burn up my ends there as well, and I like to put a bit of brace stop on as well, just to give that extra little bit of durability. All right, and for the final stage, I like to get my pliers and actually put it inside first. And the reason I do that is because then I can not have to then try and twist, and you can see then I'm also just popping it in, and I'm just going to squeeze it down and then really give it a good squidge in both my hands. And that what it does is it pushes the prongs through and gives it a really nice tight finish. And there we go. There we go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please put in the comments and I'll respond as quickly as I can. And if you have any other tips or tricks, if I can use my words, then please do let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.